how to attract wealth when you're broke. How to attract what you want when you're broke. I just moved into my new house. That is the ocean right there. And it's a little windy because I live on the windward side of Maui. But I'll come out here and show you. And what I want to talk about is how you can attract a reality that you want, even though you look out and you think that you don't have it. So that's like a little private beach there. What happens is your mind gets fixated on a story, right? And it says, you can't have what you want. Here's why you can't have what you want. You know, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke. Every time you have a thought, it evokes a feeling. So thought evokes feeling. When thought evokes feeling, here's a pool right here. When thought evokes feeling, it impacts the subconscious mind. Now, it's going to get a little windy because the surf is right over here, but just wanted to give you a little show. When thought evokes feeling, it impacts the subconscious. Now, the reason that you might not be able to attract what you want yet is because you might feel broke. You might feel like you can't have what you want. Here's a shot. So, the key is to start to feel wealth even though you might not have it. Now, I'm going to go inside in a minute and talk to you about it, but just wanted to show you the shot. Look at that. So, when I was 19 years old, I dropped out of college, and I decided that I wanted to be an author. Now, generally, when you drop out of college, they say you can't be successful. And generally, they say when you're an author, you can't be successful either. And so, I want to share with you how I went from thinking that not only was I not good enough to be successful, there's my house right there. Not only was I not good enough to be successful, but how I recreated that and how you can apply the same principles to transform your life. So the very first step is to find something that you care enough about that even if you don't make money at it, you'll still receive a spiritual satisfaction, an emotional and mental satisfaction. Now, the reason this is important is because if you're looking at it purely from a financial lens and you hit hardship or it doesn't happen as fast as you want, your reason is too superficial. And so you're not able to tap into the spiritual dimensions of yourself to awaken deeper levels of potential to overcome potential obstacles. Now, for instance, when I was 19 years old, dropped out of school, wrote my first book, I got denied by every single publishing company. Everyone said I wouldn't be successful. All my old friends from high school started making fun of me. They said, oh, Jake's gone crazy, and all of these things like that. Now, that was very difficult, very traumatic. I didn't know if it was ever going to work out because every company said no. I was running out of time, money, stress, everything. And the thing was, I said to myself, even if I don't make money at this and this doesn't work out, I'm going to be fulfilled knowing that I gave it a try. And that's what allows you to get to the place of, I have nothing to lose. This is going to work out. I have nothing to lose here. And what stops most people is fear. They're afraid to lose, and when you're afraid to lose, you're in the energy of scarcity to begin with. And when you're in the energy of scarcity to begin with, you can only attract scarcity, because the law of attraction says like attracts like. Now, if you don't believe in the law of attraction, look at it from a more psychological perspective. Whatever dominant feeling you have impacts the subconscious mind. So, if I feel that I'm afraid of failing, what am I really saying? I'm already a failure. And I'm afraid to face that, which will impact the subconscious mind and send the message of failure. Now, psychologists say 95% of your life is subconscious, so you're impacting the subconscious and saying, I'm a failure. So the subconscious recreates that feeling for you. Now, because I didn't have any outside success, you gotta understand this is very important. There are numerous levels of wealth. There's actual material wealth, which doesn't need to be a bunch of shiny objects. It just might be that you have the money to live the life that you want, whatever that is to you. But then there's also different levels of wealth. There's spiritual wealth as well, and there's emotional wealth. Now, I didn't have outer success at all, but I did have spiritual and emotional wealth because I felt truly fulfilled that I was following my heart even though I didn't know it was going to work out, which evoked a strong sensation of freedom, exuberance, excitement, gratitude, happiness. It was like this feeling of overwhelming confidence in myself, even though I didn't have any outside success and I was worried if it would work out or not. So I allowed that energy to become my vibrational set point. In other words, your vibrational set point is the general energy that you're in. Just like a vibrational set point for, say you live in Maui where I live, and you are trying to find the country station, and it's 91.4. So it's always going to be 91.4, right? It's not going to be like 103.7 the next day. It's always going to be that. That's the vibrational set point. It's the energy at which that station is set, the bandwidth at which that is set. Similarly, you have an energy bandwidth at which you're set for. And the law of attraction says like attracts like. So your energy bandwidth, your vibrational set point, is the general vibration that you're in, which is the culmination of how you're feeling over the last 14 days, over the last 48 hours. That is your energy. Now that vibration dictates what you attract into your life. So I allowed the spiritual and emotional levels of wealth and to continue to tap into those and to use that to start to feel wealthy, even though I didn't have wealth. Now my subconscious accepted that command, that I was feeling wealth, excitement, fulfillment, confidence, all these like fantastic emotions, right? And then I allowed that energy to propel the law of attraction to move me forward. In the same way that when a plane takes off, now the plane, if it's flying from Maui all the way to mainland America, it has to get up in that 30,000 elevation range. It cannot fly at 10,000 elevation. Why? There's too much friction. But once it gets up to a high enough point, it can coast without as much resistance. Now, the same is so for you to attract wealth in your life. You have to get to a place where you feel it, even though the outside world says you don't have it, and that's what allows you to propel you forward. And entering in why I created a success hypnosis. You can demo it for free. It's jakeshypnosis.com, and you can use it every single day. jakeshypnosis.com. So I said, well, why? Like, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not easy to get my energy in the right place. Why is that? And it's because of subconscious mind. So I created a hypnosis to rewire my mind for me and start to use that to move the needle forward in my life. It's jakeshypnosis.com, and you can use it for free. Now, the next thing that I did is I started to change my belief systems. Now, people say, oh yeah, that'll really help. In order to change your bank account, you have to change your belief system about what's possible in your life. You will never meet a successful person who doesn't believe they can attract money. You only meet people without money who believe they can't attract money. You cannot meet a financially successful person who doesn't believe they can attract money. It's impossible. Why? Because reality is subjective, it's not objective. Objective is that there's forces outside of our control. Subjective is that it depends on your own perception of yourself in reality, and your perception of yourself in reality controls what you experience. Now, the way that I did that is I started affirming constantly that I was financially successful on my path as an author and speaker. So what I would do is I'd pull out a piece of paper, and every single day I would write down, I'm so happy and grateful now I'm inspiring millions of people, and large sums of money come to me quickly and easily. I'd write it over and 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 over, because I had to start making it a habit to think differently. Now for me, given everything that I was told about what you need to be successful, you have to have a degree, you're too young to be successful, you can't make money as an author, all of these things, I had belief systems that were in alignment with those limiting thought patterns. So I had to replace them. And the way I replaced them was to think what I wanted to think, regardless of what the outside world was telling me. And that's what you have to do. You have to start thinking what you want to think. You have to think possibility in the midst of limitation. You have to think opulence and abundance in the midst of scarcity and stress. Because if you allow the scarcity and stress to control your thinking, then you're going to implant the subconscious mind with that same limitation, and it's going to repeat the same cycle over and over and over and over and over again. So what I did is I started training my mind for it. Over and over and over and over and over and over. I still do it 7, 8 years later. I still do it. And when I take a shower, I play affirmations. Every morning before I film this morning, I write them over and over and over and over and over because I know how deep conditioning works. Psychologists say you have 65,000 thoughts in one day. So what's the chance that a lot of them are not helping you attract what you want? It's likely pretty high. I know it was for me. And I still have those patterns that I'm working on, constantly reprogramming to the optimal level. So I took initiative to reprogram my belief by suggesting new ideas that weren't true yet. And then that's what allowed new things to start to show up, because eventually my subconscious would accept those, and then something miraculous would happen. I landed a publishing deal out of nowhere. I landed a TEDx talk out of absolutely nowhere. This is in the early stages of my career. I got this speaking gig out of nowhere that paid me, $10,000 when 3 months ago I couldn't get paid any money at all. Things like that just started happening slowly but surely. Some people call them coincidences and luck, but it's really synchronicity. It's synchronized based off of the way that you reprogram your subconscious mind. So here's what I invite you to do. Get in touch with your subjective consciousness. Subjective meaning it's not controlled by the outside world. Now, you're allowed to not only think what you want to think, but feel how you want to feel regardless of what's going on around you. And what I invite you to do is get in touch with, if you don't have money yet, get in touch with, as I said earlier in the video, the spiritual and emotional levels of wealth that you have. And understand that you control your vibrational set point. And if you can start to feel abundance and freedom, even in the midst of not having it, you change your point of attraction, and new circumstances and situations will start to show up into your life. And if you haven't yet, make sure you demo The Second Mind. That's my software designed to rewire the brain. It's thesecondmind.com right there down below. So hit the subscribe button, the bell notification right there down below. Decide that the next 12 months are going to be the best 12 months of your entire life. And if you haven't yet, hashtag down below best day ever. Hashtag down below best day ever. It's about creating the best day ever every single day, regardless of what's going on around you, because that controls your vibration, which controls what you attract into your life. Hashtag down below best day ever. Demo The Second Mind right there down below, thesecondmind.com. Subscribe, bell notification. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you next time.